You already know, it's like, hey, Loco, how we doing today? Hopefully you are having a great day. I know I am. I'm having a pretty good day. Cause today we have Zig-Zag from Nb Ridaz gonna come and join us on CannaConvos today. We're gonna be talking cannabis. We're gonna talk about all that stuff. What up, cuzzo? Man, we got Zig-Zag from Nb Ridaz coming on tonight, alright? So if you don't know about Nb Ridaz, you guys must be sleeping, man. You gotta be sleeping because back in the day they were the biggest thing ever in the Chicano, in the Mexican American culture. They were everything, man. We listened to the music all day, every day. I know I did. I listened to it when I was sad, I was in a good mood, all the time. Nb Ridaz, all day long. So Zig-Zag was one of my favorite rappers, right? When I was listening to his raps, I was like, shit, man, that's kind of like my raps. You know what? That guy's got it all figured out. I want to be like him when I grow up, right? I wouldn't say I'm exactly like him, but I'm there. I'm getting a little close, you know what I mean? Baby, why you keep hitting that? Burrow, what up, man? What up, man? Let me go over here and send this out to the homie. He said he was out there getting a little bit of bud real quick, so, you know, he'll be on his way back right now. Yeah, it would. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Hopefully you're doing good, chilling, killing, acting like some villains. You already know. But yeah, man, Zig-Zag, Nb Ridaz. Back in the day, they were the biggest thing ever. Still today, they're still doing their thing. They're still making music. Zig-Zag just came out with an album. Good morning, good smoking. How you doing there, dirty fungi? Dirty fungi guy? Fun guy, dirty fun guy. What's up, pimp? How you doing today? I gotta send this out to everybody. Everybody, keep an eye out for if the homie sends the invite or gets the invite. But yeah, he's out there going to get some bud real quick, so we can go in here and we can talk. He can blaze it, do whatever he's gonna do. He's got a show tonight in San Diego. Zig-Zag, what up, pimp? There he is right there. Let me get him in here. Let me send him an invite. Invite sent. How's your day, man? How's your day? If you look right there on the bottom, Zig-Zag, there's a little box with a plus sign on it. Hit that real quick and see if you can join in. There's one with some people sign on it, and then there's one that looks like a little camera. Hit that little camera one, see if you can join that. I already sent the invite right there. So yeah. Bang. I've been having a good day, man. We're chilling. I've been blazing on that triple crown that has been growing like crazy. I added the CO2 into it, and man, that plant is just going. She is going, dude. Now, as for topics for Zig-Zag, here it is. Let me baby. Now I mess this up every once in a while too, so we're gonna try to do this a couple times because they don't hit Instagram. Brother,
Yo, what's good, homie?
what's up, G Money? How you doing, Dougie?
Oh, I'm very blessed, bro. I'm out here in San Diego enjoying this beautiful weather, man. And, you know, the trees treat me real well out here. So, you know.
Good. You liking it, huh? I've never been to San
Bro.
Diego before. How you like it?
I got to be honest, man. It's one of the most beautifulest places out in Cali. I mean, not taking away from anything else, but this is one of them spots, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one of the good spots, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
So, somebody just asked right now, what time are you performing tonight?
Tonight we go on at 10:30, 11 because it's an all-age gig. So we go on at like 10:30 if I'm not mistaken.
10:30, 11. It's gonna be a good show, man. I wish I was there. The last time you were in Washington, I was supposed to go to fucking the Lakeview show, but you know, things happen. I'm over here on the east side too, so it's a little bit harder to get over the west side. You know what I mean?
Oh, I feel you, dog. But you were there in spirit. I felt you, man. When I smoked the trees, I was like, the homie's here.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I can't wait to get some of my bud to you, doggy. Soon, one of these days, man, you're gonna have fucking as much bud as I could produce for you for free,
Bro.
Shit, man.
Well, you know, I'll talk to you outside of this, but man, I do got a lot of opportunities, and I think that's the only thing that's missing, bro, is you. You know what I mean? Everything else is just, it's all it's ready. It's all set, man. It's just, like I said, I've been doing this music thing for almost 30 years, my brother. So I'm trying to venture out and get into something different. And I feel like the cannabis arena is where I want to kind of drop my hat at. I've not really ever been in it. I see a lot of artists such as Bash and King Little G and others and so on.
Turner and
Really
everybody.
hit, and yeah, they really hit in the cannabis industry. And I was thinking, man, what can
I
I
still can't
do
believe this
to
happened,
get into
man.
this or somehow, and
I'm
at
screen
least
recording this on
I
YouTube.
have ideas. Especially having the trademark of my name now with the group.
Yeah, I was about
I'm
to say
thinking
that
even.
your name is perfect for it. I mean, fits right in, right?
Yeah, buddy. But see, like I said, right now it's all the just in the plannings and everything, making sure that everything is tip top, and got to cross the T's and dot the I's and all that good stuff, man. Hold
Yeah,
on,
you
real
gotta
quick.
get
I
it.
want to plug my phone in real quick so I can talk to you a little bit better. My bad, brother.
All day, man. Don't even trip, Pippin. So, yeah, for those who don't know, this is Zig-Zag from Nb Ridaz, right? Nb Ridaz is one of the biggest rap groups back in the day, still today, still kicking it, man. These guys have been making music for over 30 years. Did you say it was over 30 years or 30 years?
Well, now I mean it's going on 30 years, bro. We've been out since '98. We were Nasty Boy Click at one time.
Yep.
For people that aren't familiar with the history of the group, we've been doing a lot of things for a lot of years. The name change happened in 2000 due to legalities and
Yeah.
issues with the label. See, that's a lot of things that artists don't really understand. Is sometimes when you sign a contract, they end up taking your name or your likeness or something, and you got to read the fine print. That's what we didn't do at the time, and kind of backfired on us by losing Nasty Boy Click. But at the same time, Nasty Boy Click sounded a little young. I think we started getting older. We started getting more wiser. So MB Riders, it was something that represented AZ because of the RIDAZ at the end.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I never thought of that. All right.
yeah. So and another thing was us just trying to clean up the brand a little bit. There was ups and downs with the group and with Nasty Boy Click, and then that's when we kind of reorganized and said, okay, well let's try something new, and then MB Riders ended up sticking, man. A lot of people listening to the music around that time have passed it down to their generations, and the
Yeah.
generations have passed it down to their generations, and it's just been a crazy roller coaster because we go to shows now, and like yesterday we had a 13-year-old in our audience, and she was singing every word, and I
Yeah.
was like, so I stopped after the song, and I said, hey, how do you know these words? You're so young, you know all the words to this music that you weren't even around to. And she's like, my mom and dad and my aunties, and man, so it feels good to be part of the culture in a sense. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Part of especially the Chicano culture, because we don't really have too many role models and heroes. You know what I mean?
We don't. And you guys were one of the biggest ones. When I was coming up, you were the only ones that I saw, and especially doing Talk Box, which was just like blew up in the Chicano culture, man. We just fucking love that shit, doggy. I was playing it almost every day. Every day I
You know,
had every riders going,
the,
you know what I mean?
the talk box thing was very. It was. I gotta be honest, man. Like when we started that, it was kind of like it was brought down from Roger Troutman. Roger
Yes,
Troutman was a friend of the group.
yes.
Him and Marco, MC Magic, him and him, they had a great relationship. So I think it was able to get a hold of one, and that's what continued the tradition. Um, at the same time, it kind of gave us, it kind of reinvented them at the same time inventing us. So a lot of the kids that didn't know what Talkbox was or whatever, they were like, "Oh my gosh, this is dope." Even
Yeah.
some people even thought it was auto tune at first. They were thinking, "Well, what is
Yeah.
this thing that we're doing?" And even T Pain, if you go back to his story on VH1, I think it's Behind the Music.
Uh-huh.
They have a video where it's Down for Yours in the background, and he's talking about Roger Troutman. So that felt very good to be recognized, but at the same time be featured in something
Yeah.
like that.
Hell yeah, man. It was a good thing that he gave you, he mentioned you, or he had you guys in the background at least. That way you guys are there, because people need to know that you guys were there first, man. Well, I don't know. It was crazy because around that time we were all coming up at the same time, like Auto-Tune and Knockbox is coming up. So it was crazy. But for me, you guys, I heard it first from y'all. So I was like, hey, and either way, on the other side of the talk box and everything, with your rhymes, period, like your rhymes, I just like gravitated towards. Like your rhymes were the ones that were more like my style of rapping, the way I rap a little bit. And I was
Yeah.
like, fucking, dude, Ziggy, man, Zig-Zag is the one. He's got it all figured out. That guy right there. I want to be like him when I grow up.
That's cool, man. Thing is for me, I grew up in a hip hop environment. I was during that time when, the Wu-Tang, Method Man, Redman, I mean, I could go on the list, Rakim, Eric B, Run DMC. I was really influenced into hip hop as a kid. Exhibit, one of my favorite lyricists. So when I came, I guess across with the other members, that's the type of style that I brought to the table. They were like, "Man, you're a dope MC. You're able to, uh, write, bars and metaphors and different things.
Yeah.
But have you ever wrote a slow song? Have you ever wrote anything to the ladies?" I said, "Well, I've done poetry in my lifetime. When I was growing up, I wrote poems. Being a young kid, like freshman, trying to holler at the senior lady, senior girls. So I'm over there writing them poems and shit, trying
Yeah.
to get my game in. But
And it worked too, right?
well, not at that time.
Shit.
No,
But
but
it did once
honestly,
you got big though, it worked like a motherfucker, didn't it?
oh yeah, bro. So I think the big influence in that had to be MC Magic in the sense of R&B music. He was really influenced with R&B and Spanish music, anything that had romance in it. He just that was his stilo. So I think me running into him
Yeah.
kind of helped me discover something that I didn't even know I was good at. And being able to write those words, I wanted to write the words and be on point in the sense of, okay, if a guy hears this, then it's still gonna sound cool enough to where it don't sound corny. It don't sound like I'm trying too hard to
Yeah.
to. You get what I'm saying? It's like there's
Yeah.
a difference between when you're writing something and when you really mean something.
Yeah.
And every verse that probably is memorable in people's heads came from a real place, like
Yeah, I would
Runaway.
say more like when you're writing for love instead of lust, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like the song Runaway.
Oh,
That's one of our most famous songs. Art LeBeau helped us push that out. R-Dub. I'm not sure if you guys get the R-Dub slow music out there, but these guys were the ones that were doing like dedications and things
okay.
like that. Especially Art LeBeau. Art LeBeau is, very famous for that. Well,
Yeah,
he
rest in
happened to
peace, right?
put, yes, yes, rest in peace. He was really the one who opened up the can of worms in a sense for Nb Ridaz. He was one of the first ones to play Runaway. So that song has a story just in itself. Like that verse that I wrote on that one, it goes, "The day I wrote these words for you, I cried. I could have died that day. A happy and complete man. Cause in the palm of my hands, everything I dream for and more. And you know that I'm down for yours forever in life. The reason why I made you my wife is because you seen me for me, the real me, and love me unconditionally. And even with them circumstances that I handed, you still gave me a chance. And that's why I live and
Oh,
breathe for you and the kids. And you give me more than what this fame could ever give me. And now my life is satisfied and complete. Visions are coming true. Yeah, I'm meeting you. Placing rings on each other's fingers, saying I do. You stuck with me through my thick and my thin. To go back and live life over again? Nah, this is my destiny. It was worth the agony to get the ecstasy. Now, now, when you really listen to the words of that, I'm going to tell you the story. At that
yeah.
time, I was young. I was in love. I was about to have my second child. I was probably at one of the most happiest times of my life. So
Okay.
when I was sitting there at the lunch table or at the dinner table writing my music, um, I did cry. I had
Oh,
tears of happiness in my eyes. So the day I wrote these words for you, I cried. I could have died that day, and I could have been happy and complete because that's where I was in my life. And when I wrote that verse, I wrote it for someone in particular, someone special to me at the time. And I had told Magic, you know what, bro? I love this song. Can I use this song? Because I had proposed to the girl and I said, you know, I want to marry you and the whole nine. So it kind of, that's where all the, you know, placing rings on each other's fingers, saying that do, you know what
So
I'm
you
saying?
already
That's
had
where
it. You were already ready to propose. You were ready for this when you were writing it. You were like, shit, I want to
well,
marry this girl right here.
yes, exactly. And then it came down to where I told Magic, look, bro, I want to use this for when she walks down the aisle. So I don't want this to come out. I said, this is personal. This is something that I wrote just for this person. So, you know, I'll write a whole different one for the song. And he
Uh-huh.
was like, no, he was like, no, bro, this is the one. And I was like, no, you got, I said, you don't understand, man. This is something that I really wrote to one person. This isn't a song for me. This is a verse to somebody. And
That's
he
for
kept
her, not for
telling
the
me,
world, right?
yeah, yeah. And he was really persistent, pimping. He was like, no, Zig, this is the one, dog. Trust me, trust me, trust me. I said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. So,
I think it's
in
because
all actuality,
he could sense the realness in that, you know, and the realness comes out in those lyrics. It feels so real, brother. Like we as the listener, we can feel the love that you're giving this woman, you know, that you're spitting out towards this woman. So he could recognize that, and it was a good thing he did too, because you killed that shit, man.
oh, yeah, thank you, brother. And so, what happened with that is it became something, and the song took forever, bro. Like, it just took off. And I was just like, wow. But then, during that time of my life, you know, that's the blessing and the curse, bro. So thinking that I found the one, thinking that I had the one, and you know, the one that I was writing these words to, ended up hurting me the worst of them all. So it's kind of
Okay.
like an up and down, writing these words, and then having to live those words on stage, on video, having the song played over and over again. Really,
Uh,
it fucked with me, man.
yeah.
So
So you were never able to like move on fully, right? Because you have to recite the fucking words all the time, right?
yeah. So this is kind of how the story goes, brother. During that time, all I can really say is "Runaway" was probably like, I mean, don't get me wrong, we had "Down for Yours" and we had AZ Side and all those other records that did like some, you know, they did good. "Perfect Man,"
Hold
these
on, hold
songs
on.
did good in like
Uh,
different regions.
and then
But then
the Notice Me was on there too, wasn't it? Or was that on the
no, no,
next
no,
one?
no,
No,
no.
no,
See,
okay.
"Runaway" came out on the first Nb Ridaz album called "The Invasion." That was the
Yeah.
first album that we had put together as Nb Riders. Now that was the only single, if I'm not mistaken, that really took off from that album. Then it set it up for the next ones. That was nbriders.com, which
Yeah.
had Soulfly, Notice Me, Pretty Girl, um, Forever, Notice Me, all these songs that are really popular to this day. Now, if you followed my career and you followed my lyrics, you can actually see my life, my brother. That's what's so crazy. It's like, okay, writing Runaway. This is like I'm telling you, the beginning. The
Yeah.
beginning part of falling in love, being young, I didn't really understand. You know, I was trying to be a good man, being faithful, the whole nine. Then get cheated on, especially while I'm on the road, and then it happens to be a homie. I mean, like, God really humbled me at that time. He was like, "Yeah, you might think you're up here, homie, but when you come back to reality, we're gonna show you what life's really about." So I didn't get to enjoy that moment, brother. That
Yeah.
moment of fame or success because I was so heartbroken. This was, you know, I'm having a second child with this, or, you know, my second child with this person, and that's the one who does you the dirtiest. You're like, wow, okay. So then let's move on, and then here comes, like the song "Pretty Girl." Now, when I wrote my verse to that one, it was more of an inspiration of my kids, my daughter, especially my daughter Deja.
Okay.
Um, she was young at the time. So for me, it was like a message in the future. I'm going to write something that makes her understand what I want from her. So basically, the verse was kind of about a woman that just, it's like, if you hear the verse, it says the kind of girl you take home to
Yeah.
mama. That's real talk. You don't take every girl to mama. You don't take every girl. Not every girl. Not every girl is a queen. Like, they all want to be queens, but not all of them are. At the end of the day, you got to act like a queen in order to be one, and that's what I wanted my young daughter to grow up to be like. You know what? I'm a queen. I'm a pretty girl. You know what I mean? I have certain type of, you know what I'm
Value
saying?
or
Yeah,
not
value.
value,
The
but
value is everything. Yes.
yeah.
So then here comes, okay, so that's me being a father during that time, trying to write something that'll at least last forever. I remember being on the road one time, bro, and I hadn't been home for like 2 months straight. Like, this is 60 days gone. My daughter was 4 years old at the time. Song was playing on the radio all over Phoenix. And then she tells me, Daddy, she calls me. She's like, Daddy, your song's on the radio again, and I'm so proud of you, Dad. You know, she's 4 years old at the time, and hearing that little voice tell me that, and I'm on the tour bus, and then she just started crying, bro. She's like, but am I still your pretty girl, Dad? You know, you've been gone so much, and I miss you, Dad. And to be honest, brother, that broke my heart, because it
Yeah,
was
it would
like,
have broke
damn.
anybody's heart, brother. Shit, it broke my heart too. Shit.
Yeah, yeah. So then here comes Notice Me and Run Away. Okay, now these are the other songs that were very popular. Now these come from a different place. These came from the place of, okay, now I'm gonna say something. Especially like Notice Me. I don't. If you're familiar with that,
Yeah.
I'm the one who's on the third verse that says, uh, shoot, I'm gonna forget my music. I'm saying something like,
It definitely helped me through some breakups. So yeah, I remember that song is like it's a good one, man. Because
well, the thing is this. I was on the road so much, and every song kind of went with my life. Like So Fly. Okay, that's one of our biggest records. Okay, now everybody thought, okay, let's approach this with a one night stand type of
type of
mentality.
point of view.
And I said, no, and I said, nah, I said that's cliche, that's too easy. Why don't we do this? I said, why don't I do this? I'll write a verse that's talking about I'm on the road so damn long, and I only got one night in town with the girl I love. And
Ah,
everybody
there
was
you
like,
go.
"Oh, okay, I see that." So it's like, uh, if you think you're lonely now, just wait until tonight, girl. Now you know I've been on the road and away from home, but I've been fiending for you, dreaming of you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember being on the road and being faithful. I had a lot of opportunities, but I loved this girl at the time, and I was like, I got somebody at home. I don't really need all that. So it was kind of like writing from that perspective.
Yeah.
And then Notice Me, like I said, that record was more of like, okay, all the fellas never get no credit. None of the good fellas, none of the good fellas, the ones that love you through your ups and downs, the ones, what more could you want from a man? I held out my arms and held you, even
And
through all the
accepted you
shit that
through
we've
whatever
been
weather.
through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we really went through something, and I stayed there with you. So you didn't notice me. So if you ever notice, Zig always goes left field when it comes to the verses on the songs, because I feel like I'm gonna hit a subject or maybe hit a side of the song that you might not even have thought of.
Yeah,
Then here comes,
it's like bringing a new perspective, a different perspective.
exactly, my guy.
Yeah. And that's
So
what
then
you
here
need on some
comes,
songs too, because it helps with coming. Well, what I've noticed lately is real good songs have other perspectives in them, right? You
exactly.
come from the player, and then you come from the one who's not a player, who's actually trying to stay faithful, who actually loves the woman, you know? And that
And
is good elements of songs.
yeah, man, it was a crazy time. But so this was the one that I think, if you ever gonna hear me at my most vulnerable and at my most lowest time in my life, you can hear it in one verse. And that's the song, Wishing on a Star. Now, on that one, that was the last song that was gonna be recorded for the album.
Okay.
Um, Everybody had everything ready. If you notice, it was Magic, then it was Dos, and then the third verse happened to be me. So I was the one holding off on that song, because I was like, you know what, bro? I'm not in the mood to write any music right now. I said, I'm hurt right now. I'm going through some shit. I don't really want to write anything. I'm like, I was kind of like, just let's do some hip hop music. Let's do some club shit because I ain't trying to do this girl shit. That's
Yeah,
what
you
I
trying
was
to stay
really on.
happy?
No, no, I'm not happy at the time.
Oh yeah.
So then Magic says, "Oh, well, then that's perfect, bro, because that's what the song's about." And I'm like, "Nah, dog. I'm trying to tell you, I don't want to do this shit." And he's like, "Look, Zig." He goes, "We can't have another song where it's just me and Lois." He goes, "We need you on this one, so just come to the studio, bro. Just come." So I ended up going to the studio and I ended up writing that verse. And if you hear in the middle of the verse, I told him, I said, I told Magic this was gonna be my best verse. I told him I just wrote it down because my soul hurts.
Mm.
That shit was the most realest line ever, brother, because I didn't want to write that shit. I didn't
Yeah.
want to fucking even acknowledge that this girl hurt me or that she hurt me in the way where it's like, damn, I got to write a song about it. It was more prideful, bro. It was more like just don't want to show that vulnerable side of myself. And then that was one of those songs that's one of the favorites. You know, we go and perform it now, and I kind of explain the story. And I tell them, shit, I hate this fucking song, but I do it for you. I do it for the fans.
Do it for
You
the
know what I
people,
mean?
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you ever get to? It feels like I don't know, because being an artist and when you're writing out your feelings and then having to relive them all the time. Do you ever get to have any release? Do you ever get to go to any therapy or anything to talk about it to help with? Because there's no way that you're going to be able to get over it if you have to keep rehashing it. You know what I mean?
You want to know? You want to know what was weird? Was I remember when Runaway was really popular, and I had seen my baby mom again, and this time the song was taking off. It wasn't like because she had already heard it. She loved the record too.
Okay.
But I remember we had a big split. I think it was about a good year and a half. We were split up, didn't see each other. She had, she was still trying to mess with the other homie and shit. So I remember one night we were at a bar and we caught each other, and I said, "Man, you know what? Let's go talk." So she used to like smoke trees, so we rolled one up, started talking. And the first fucking song that pulls up on the radio when we turn it on
Is
is fucking Runaway, bro.
is fucking Runway, of course.
And she looks at me and she says, she's like, you wrote, she goes, I can tell you don't like that song anymore. And I said, to be honest, I go, I do, but I don't. I go, I do because it was real. And I love the fact that I was able to write something like that. I go, but it only made me look stupid in the end because I feel like those words were just thrown in my face. And then after maybe when we started really going on the road again, is when I released it and said, you know what? These are no longer my words anymore. These ain't even for me anymore. It's just for the fans. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm still able to do the songs and do them without attachment. Because it's like to me, it's more like a message in a bottle now. I'm gonna go ahead and just let that go. And if whoever finds it, I hope it helps you.
Yeah. Because it did. It what you don't look because you're in your life, right? And you're how do I say this? It's hard to realize how much the ripples of life go out. You know what I mean? You don't like, there's no way of knowing how many people that song might have helped in that time. It came through you, but all these other people are experiencing this and playing it when they're going through something, and they feel a certain way about it too. So it's just this big attachment, that we don't sometimes really realize how much our impact is on the planet, because one person really can affect the planet a lot.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. I
you
mean,
know,
there's a lot of people who've done it. Like Tupac was one of them that I feel like he wanted to change the world and the way we thought and grow up and let's really do something different. Like, don't get me wrong, I know that he had a little bit of hypocrisy towards himself, meaning like he would show you one side of him and show. But I think everybody
but
fights
that's
their
that's
demons.
just humans,
Everybody fights
period.
the good and bad. hmm
Because
And I
humans, we
think
as humans, we got all these different fucking sides. We got these demons, we got the love, we got all this inside of us, which is, sometimes a blessing and a curse.
I like that. What up, bromies? That's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah, that's Rue.
Smoke
What's up?
one with your boy. So man, so like I said, the music, it's weird that you even explain it that way, dog, because people ask me all the time, like, what was your inspiration? What were you doing? I said, you know what, man? It was sometimes just me and my notebook. It was
Yeah,
just me really writing from my point of view and not knowing mean, that's the I can't even put a word because I wanted to say that's the funny thing because it's not funny,
No,
and that's not the. I think it's the most
trippy thing.
that my time on my notebook, those words became something in people's lives that they've carried not just for 1 year, 2 years. They've carried for their
Generation.
lifetime. Their lifetime. You know how
Yeah.
many people tell me, "Hey, bro, I grew up to your music. I lived to your music." Fans either listen to your music or they live to your music. And I happen to be one of them groups and part of the group that you lived to our music, and we literally were passed down to, funerals, to weddings, to quinces, to backyard boogies, to barbecues, to family events. Like you were
Just
able to play our
cruising
music everywhere, bro, and that was
everywhere.
beautiful.
And it still is. And you guys have like, we haven't had a real Chicano group that's like doing what you guys have done. And it's, we're keeping that light going. I know that much. I fucking listen to it all day, every day, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank
And
you.
your new album was pretty nice too. I really liked your new one.
You
Bring
know
'em
my
out.
new one. That one's a good one. That one's a really good one. It's weird, man. It's hard being Zig because I feel like I'm sometimes like I keep myself in a box for a reason. Like I keep myself in this Nb Rider box because it's first of all it's comfortable. It's my
Yeah.
brothers. I love them. I love even though we've had our ups and downs, I still got love for artists that ain't part of this anymore. I mean, I had to let that go, my guy. Like for the fans listening and the ones that know what's going on. Um, I think everything happened for its reasons. Everybody had to go and do their thing. Like even for a lot of years, I had a lot of confusion and I had a lot of anger, bro, because I always felt that the group never really finished the way it was supposed to. It broke up too early. We broke up in 2005, and then we didn't get back together until 2012.
Okay.
So that big hiatus of time, I don't really think people understand what I had to go through. And I'm not because I'm the only one who lived it.
Yeah.
Dos lived his own life, and Magic lived his, and I lived mine. And the three stories are so different, bro. Like Dos, he stopped doing music for a while, and he started a basketball league for kids to get kids off the streets
Wow.
and oh yeah, bro, it was dope, man. Basketball league. He started it for a lot of years, man. Him and his son Wheezy, may he rest in peace.
Rest in
Him and
peace.
his
Rest in
son
peace.
Wheezy, he really put an impact to me to say, dang dog, even though you weren't doing music, you were still inspiring these kids. That's dope. Then then there was still me and Marco on the road. Like he was doing his own thing. He was doing the MC Magic thing, and I'm still doing the Zig thing. But
Yeah.
what the fans really wanted at that time was they wanted the Nb Riders. They didn't want MC Magic and they didn't want Zig and everybody all scattered. They wanted us together.
Yeah.
Now I think Magic also had another level of success too when it came to his solo career. He had a couple records that did good on the side, and living under these different shadows was hard for me to say, okay, well, where do you stand in this group? Because when you got somebody in the group that takes all the credit, it'd be like this. Okay, me and you start a string, right? Me and you start a
Yeah.
string, but yet let's just say you're not that vocal, or you're just not. You're a little more quiet than I am. So I'm the one who's a little more vocal,
Yeah.
or maybe I'm the one taking all the interviews, or whatever you think. And then all of a sudden, I start calling it my string, me. I did everything. I was the one who did this. I did everything. That's what happened. Was I felt like I was being erased.
Yeah.
I knew I couldn't be erased because of the music. The music speaks for itself. But when it came to the interviews and it came to talking to people and different things like that, the things that I would hear would bother me because it was like literally baller blocking.
Yeah.
Promoters would tell me things that this person would say so they wouldn't book me. I remember trying to put the group, at least me and Los, back together in 2012. No, 2010. I'm sorry. I tried to get us back together again, and then here comes Mr. fucking block everything again. And I was like, bro, when are you gonna let us eat? Like, you already eating. How come we can't eat? So we started going through these things. So what happened was, and this is the honest truth, my guy, I'm gonna tell you, because I don't get a lot of interviews, so I'm gonna take advantage of this one. I
Might as
think for
well.
myself, I fucking hated the group, bro. I hated the group. I hated the success. I hated the legend. I hated the legacy. And I'm gonna tell you why I hated it. It's because it people were taking it away from me. They're like,
Yeah.
you're not part of this. You're not part of this. You didn't do anything. All you did was you were a backup dancer. That's how I felt. Like people were talking about. And I was like, no, homie, I was one of the biggest part of this group. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I know what I did and I know who I was. I see the fans and watch their messages, homie. So I
Yeah.
felt like there was some type of almost jealousy in a sense because I was getting a lot of attention from women and the homies, because I'm not afraid to go out in the streets and talk to people, bro. I'm not Hollywood. I'm hella hood, homie. I'm in all the radios. I'm in everywhere you can think of, dog. Even when I'm out of state, like right now. I took a trip to a dispensary in the hood. I didn't go out to these big old fucking cookie factories and all that bullshit. I went
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
homie, and I think it's because that's just who I am. I was raised in the streets. I'm made from the streets, so I'm still in the streets. And when I'm saying in the streets, I'm saying in the sense of uh somebody who has self-made success, not so much hood shit. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, anybody can get popular selling coke and crack and all that bullshit. Like you can get
Oh
rich
yeah.
that way. But I'm not promoting that. If
Yeah.
anything, I just like to sit back, smoke some trees, write rhymes and be around people. So all these times of us not being together, that's what I was doing, brother. I was networking. So my hood love was getting bigger and stronger.
Which
But
is a
my
good song, by
industry,
the way.
oh, thank you. But my industry love was only getting worse because the industry, which were certain people, were blocking me, trying to not
I
get
feel
me on
like
shows.
I feel like that happens a lot in the industry, doesn't it? Like there's a lot of things that will drive people apart because there's just so many fucking wheels going on, so many people out there just to get their own money, just so many other people in there for not the right reasons that will drive people apart. And that's why I don't really fuck with the music industry because of that. And because of
I wouldn't either, brother, because I think the industry is what is there to destroy you.
yeah,
When you're independent and you're in the streets, and that's different. Because to me now is I have ownership of something. See,
ah.
ownership and owing shit is a whole different fucking thing, homie.
See, hold on.
Because when you
Let me
die,
ask you something. So you
yeah,
write all this shit. You sign this contract, right? And you write all this shit that comes from your fucking brain, but it's their property. Like the record label shit. Like that's fucking stupid, dude. That shit does not fucking make sense to me. And that right there is what turned me off of the music industry. Because I could rap a little bit, I could freestyle, and I could do this, but the industry is just not what I want it to be. So that's why I moved into the cannabis industry. You know what I mean?
well, man, and I think you moved right in when you were supposed to, dog. Because I see the stuff you grow, man. I'll be honest, bro. I got an eye. I've been smoking dro since '95, bro. So I know where it came from. I know how it all started. I know a lot of these strains that were they're not popular anymore, but they're here
Yeah.
still, like the Alaskan Thunder fucks, the
The
Tangies,
Acapulco Gold.
the Acapulco Gold, the fucking Lemon Limon, the fucking Skunk Number One, the fucking Durban Poison. I
Yeah.
mean, before all the yeah, so I was smoking and let's put it this way, bro. I was buying ounces for $450 to $500, especially in certain areas of
Hey.
California when I came out here to visit, bro. I was spending money to take the purple. the Purple Urkel back home to Phoenix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was illegal. It was illegal back then in Phoenix, bro. So I had to run around like I was hiding from my mom and shit all the time and fucking hiding from the cops. So I didn't like that feeling, bro. I love where
Mm.
cannabis is at now, bro. Like literally, we're at this point where I can light up and you can't fucking do shit to me, and I ain't doing nothing to you. I ain't, you
Yeah.
know.
And did
You
the
know, if anything, cannabis has always been my favorite choice of my, you know, because some people like alcohol, some people
yeah.
like different things. My vice has always been cannabis because I felt like it gave me a balance that I needed in my life to keep the chaos from going. You know, I grew up a fucking high strung kid, bro, ADD, all that ADHD, whatever the fuck they call that shit. I had it.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
And having it, it really, I wasn't able to think right. I was always scatterbrained. So when I started smoking cannabis, that's when I feel like I found my strength. I was like, "Ooh, this is." But then too, um, I also feel like cannabis saved my life, dog, because I feel like, I mean, I'll be honest. I think for me, it was the drug that saved me because I tried other drugs. I've done acid, I've done shrooms, I smoked heroin. I mean, I'm being honest, bro. I'd rather say it when I did it young. You know, I
Yeah.
did it young,
Oh,
young
hey
and
man,
stupid.
I used to be a meth addict, so I know, brother. Don't even
Oh
trip.
wow.
Yeah.
So being on that, I used to like to fuck around with shit. That's what kind of put me in a different position when I was like, you know what, man? Because this, okay, I'll tell you this. This is the best example of the way I can tell you. Is I remember when I would smoke cocaine, I would smoke crack. Now this was like a year and a half of my life. I was probably 20, 21 at the time, young. Finding out that alcohol is my trigger. So once
Is
I
that yeah,
start drinking
your
alcohol,
gateway drug, right? Because alcohol
yes,
is the real gateway
yeah.
drug.
So that right there, I was already getting led into clubs and bars at 20. You know, we knew all the bouncers, they're all the homies from the hood. So we were like, yo, man, just let us in. They let us in. So, you know, we're getting fucked up. End of the night, I'm thinking everybody's putting money in for a chronic sack, and everybody's putting in money for some other shit. So I'm like,
Fucking
okay. So
gay.
one day they came back. Yeah, they came back and they gave me this little bullshit. And I'm like, that's not what I ordered. And they were like, man, just try it. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. There's bitches here. There's all kinds of shit. Alcohol and women, bro. That right there will push you to the limit where you're like, I'll do it. I don't
Yep.
know why, but it always happens. So that's
Because
what
you want to
happened to
be
me.
cool,
I ended
man.
up,
You want to be cool. You want to fit in. Because then the bitches are gonna look at you weird if you're not fucking doing the coke or some shit. And
yeah.
nowadays I see. Fuck that. I'm gonna be the one smoking bud and staying sober. I'm gonna be nowadays. But back in the
Yeah.
day, of course, I was that motherfucker right there, wanting to get high with everybody and stay, do all that shit. But it does.
You know what
It
it is?
leads you
Kind of
down the
peer
road.
pressure without the pressure. That's the sad thing. It's like you
Yeah.
don't feel no pressure, but you feel like if I don't do this, I should do this. Well, then I started drinking, and like I said, I started doing it, and it got to the point where it became a habit, and that's when I started getting scared because, you know, a lot of the homies from the hood, they used to always see me as that's the rapper homie. He likes to do beats, he likes to rap, and during that time. I wasn't called that. They were more like, there's the rock star or there's the crackhead, you know what I mean? And I couldn't stand that, dog. I hated that fucking that
That
that title.
title. Yeah, that
It
title.
fucking sucked, bro. And I just remember going through it, bro. And then the one thing that I remember because I think is there's a certain level where you can take yourself and you're not gonna come back. I think every time I would smoke the bullshit, I think I had a homie who sold bud. He didn't sell hydro because there wasn't really hydro at the time, but there was Sensimilla. Remember the fucking look like dro, but you know, like the
Oh,
skunk.
Pretendica. Pretendica.
Yes, yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, dog. He
Because
used
they
to sell
pretend to
them.
be indica.
Yes, but and it was $40 a quarter, $50 a quarter. And to me at that time, I was expensive, but the homie's nickname was Cheese. So we used to be like, "Yo, man, we gonna go get that cheese bag." So, and he was like one of like the homie, bro. Like had the best weed all the time. Fucking, you were lucky if you even smoked with him. You even got to chill with him. He was the homie. You know what I'm saying? Like the big homie. But I ended up getting cool with him. He ended up selling me, quarters here and there. So every time I would get all fucked up on that crack, I would smoke that dro and it would bring me down fast so that I wouldn't fly away. Because I feel like
Yeah.
that's what keeps you going high on that fucking that crack, bro. Is that you keep going, you don't stop. You gotta come down. There's got to be a point where you come down. And I feel like cannabis was that. That's why I stick to it. That's why I don't, I'll have drinks here and there, but I don't get fucked up like that, bro. And I just love smoking. I like my dab. See, I got my little dab rig here,
Fuck yeah.
my little my
Hell
little
yeah.
cushy, and
Hey, I wanted to let you know that if you were gonna do some music with some talk box and you wanted to go a different route, R Keys is in here. R Keys is a really good artist. You want to go hit him up? That
oh
that
yeah,
guy
yeah,
right there, he'll give you some talk box all day, man. And I've been
yeah. I know that
connecting with
man.
him.
He's good.
Oh, you know R
He's a good
Keys?
dude,
All
man.
right, hell yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Stick
I
with
think
it.
I reached out to him one time when we needed an intro, and what ended up happening was I was going to use it for the intro, but we have our live talk box player that comes, so I didn't want it to confuse what we had going on. But yeah,
Okay,
I've done some records with
good.
artists that have him on there. So yeah, he's a
Hell
good
yeah,
dude, man.
good. Yeah, I really like that dude. So you went. What kind of dab did you go get? Did you get a indica leaning, sativa leaning?
I got this shit called cannabiotics. Cannabiotics.
Antibiotic. Okay.
Okay, so this one right here I like hybrids, bro. I don't really like indicas and sativas. I kind of like both, the best both of both worlds. Sativas,
Okay.
for some reason, both like the strong sativas give me an anxiety attack, bro.
You know what? That's
I don't know
happening to
what
me
it is.
now. I don't know what that is. I think it's an age thing that's starting to happen. If I smoke a real good sativa in the morning, I'll start to get anxiety,
Ooh.
and I don't
Oh,
like that.
bro. No, I hate it, bro, because I feel like well, this is what I'm learning. Is that I'm learning like us, we like to smoke all day, right? So we like to
Yeah.
smoke THC all day. So what happens is our bodies are staying high on a constant, and I guess it does affect kind of like whatever causes anxiety. So they say to
Yeah.
smoke CBD at night because then that's what's going to balance you out because too much THC can cause anxiety. And I noticed
Panic
that.
attacks, anxiety. So it turns out
Oh,
that CBD is a mood reducing uh, cannabinoid where it kicks back the effects of THC. So if you're ever too high, just smoke a pure CBD joint and it'll level you out. You'll go back to normal and stop tripping and shit, stop having the panic attacks. Um, which I thought was pretty fucking cool. How the plant just comes with something inside of it to make you calm down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Zisk is here to bring you two amazing people together with an easy, safe, and fun dating experience designed to help authentic, amazing individuals.
What happened there, brother?
So, what are you waiting for?
okay, I'm back.
Hey, there you
Shit.
are. You back? All right.
Okay, yeah, yeah. No, no, I got this other call that I had to kind of do something, but no, like I said, brother, I can repeat the question. My bad, brother. My bad.
I forgot too because I just got stoned. So I'll start
Yeah,
off
we're
with
fucking
another one.
stoners, bro. We're fucking
Hey, so the
stoners.
AZ, so in Arizona they just went legal, right, for recreational?
Yes, yes.
All right. So do you guys have any dispensaries there yet? Zig-Zag is taking some calls real quick and be right back. Don't let me forget, guys, the questions that I asked too, because I get stoned and I was forgetting sometimes and shit. So yeah, that's probably why I shouldn't be smoking while doing interviews, huh? But we're here for cannabis. It's what it's about, baby. So yeah, we're having a great interview with Zig-Zag, man. This guy is the best right here. Good dude. There's a lot in AZ? All right. He left. He'll come back in. Forgot the A, man. The AZ, man. That's good. So it's going there. Now I want to know, in the AZ, are you able to? What do you have to do? Do you have to get licensed like here in Washington to be able to sell to dispensaries? Because most of the time you have to get licensed to sell to a dispensary, but sometimes, like in Colorado and I think in Oregon, some places in Oregon, that you don't. Check out your page, see if we can make a highlight video for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. We got El Connoisseur in here. He's usually the homie that hooks it up. Recreational, you just need your driver's license. Facts. Yeah. They doubt it. Yeah, probably not. But that would be fucking cool, right? Shit, if it could. Let's try getting back in here, see if we can. Da da da. Christian, man, what's up, fool? Haven't hit you up, man. I'm sorry, dog. Yeah, still got those papers and everything here. Let's see. Back in there?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you are. I can't see you. Can you see me?
I can see you now.
All right, man. We'll just roll with it then.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, fucking. I just saw somebody said that there is a bunch of dispensaries in the AZ, right?
Oh, bro, there's a lot. Yeah, there's even they got a cookies out there now. Finally,
Oh,
I love.
wow.
That's what's so crazy, bro. Is the branding of how
Yeah.
marijuana is.
That's what I wanted to tell you also. Because of your name, you have a branding set already in there that is perfect for the cannabis industry, brother. As soon as you jump in this, I'm telling you, it's gonna blow up.
I have a feeling too, bro. And then the stuff that I want to name, the strains, bro, it's gonna be perfect, bro. I already have an idea. I'm just trying to get everything, together so that I can get the LLC and all that shit off. But once I think it's done right, I think that's what's gonna really help me get into this next level of my life. I do want to still continue to make music. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like I need to spread my wings now more, doing other things that I feel like I've always wanted to do, especially help other artists. I want to develop more artists. I want to help them be successful without some of the bullshit I had to go through. I would love to open up a restaurant. There's two names in mind that I have and I've been wanting to do.
I work
And I know I'm gonna
I
open
work
up.
in the restaurant industry, and I want to let you know right now that if you've never been, okay, if you're gonna do a restaurant, you need to line yourself up with a whole bunch of people who have been in the restaurant industry their whole career. As for like, because I've been in the industry for a long time, and the first thing that my new boss, right now, the chef that I'm working for right now, he said, if you want to make $1 million in the restaurant industry, start with 2 million. I'm like,
Okay.
oh shit, like that. And he's like, yes, it's fucking
Well, I
hard.
think for me, when I say restaurant, I'm not. I think it's more of like we got this place called Ritas out there in Ritos. My bad, Ritos out in Phoenix.
Okay.
Now all they sell is tacos, burritos, and tostadas, rice and beans. Nothing else. They keep it simple. The menus never change. They got red chili, green chili.
Okay.
So they keep it simple. For
Sure.
me, that's how I want to do it. I've watched I've watched a lot of these simple little restaurants survive. These ones that try to make it too big and the menus too much. It's just that's not what I'm trying to get into.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get into is the home cooked environment. Like there's a place called La Canasta that's literally in Phoenix that started out as a house, bro, and now it's a restaurant. Yeah,
Yeah.
so when you go in, it looks like a house. You still see some of the heirlooms, you see some of the things, and you're like, wow. Then when you eat the food, it just matches the environment. And then it's not even pricey, bro. It's like me and you could go eat for like $25, bro. Beautiful.
Ooh, nice.
You know what I mean? So
Good.
I've always wanted to be into catering and entertaining people. I feel like my spirit is that guy. Like I feel like God has always used me as a vessel to make people feel good. If you have a problem, I'm gonna try to give you some advice that gonna make you feel good. Like I've always been that guy that wants people to feel good. I don't ever want to hurt anybody's feelings or be rude to anybody, any shit like that, man.
Yeah.
I try to keep my persona in that sense, bro. Like I want people to say, "That's a good guy right there." That's all I ask for. I don't nothing else. Like I even tell my son that. I
Yeah.
say, son, just grow up to be a good man. That's it. Nothing else. I don't care what it is, but just be a good man.
Well, I'll be here
Be
I'll
honest.
be the one to tell you right now, brother. You're a good dude, man.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, man.
Hey,
Same
anytime.
with you, brother. I feel your energy, dog. I really
Thank
do.
you.
Every time even your smile's contagious, my guy. I see it. I see you laughing all the time. I see you you know, when you're pulling up your videos, I'm like, that's my guy right there, man.
Yeah, man, I
But yeah.
tried, man. Hey, let me tell you though, it wasn't always like this, brother. Before 6 years ago, I was in a coma. About 7 years ago, I was a meth addict. I was alcoholic. I swelled up to 400 pounds. I almost died. I caught
Wow,
swine
bro.
flu. I was in a coma for like 3 weeks. They brought me back to life. I talked to God, all this shit. And then when I got back, I woke up from the coma, and I realized everything that I was doing. I saw where the evil was coming from and all this shit. I totally switched, and I changed everything. I stopped doing meth. I stopped drinking, and I just stuck to cannabis. And cannabis saved my life too, brother. Same way.
Wow.
And that
Wow.
shit was fucking the best thing that could have ever happened to me, man. Because now, shit, look at me now, man. I'm on here talking with Zig-Zag. Shit. Who would
You
have
know, brother,
thought?
I'm gonna tell you like this. Life, life's a trip, homie. You gotta really. I always tell people this, man. Life's a trip. Tie your laces. Get ready to, get ready, because it's gonna come in so many different forms. You're gonna think you're on top one day, and you never know, man. You might be paying some karma back that you forgot about, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you got a bad day, and then you're like, oh shit. For
Yep.
me, what I'm learning how to do is I'm learning how to protect my energy also, brother, because I feel like sharing our energy too much is bad when you give it to the wrong people, bro. And I
Yeah, I
feel
was
like
just
I've
told
given a
that
lot
too.
of my energy, even in the group, bro. Sometimes I feel like I gave too much for people that saw me the way they did, and I'm like, wow, man. But that's what I'm doing is I'm protecting my sanity. I'll give you an example, brother. I went through some shit this last 2 weeks. I lost my father
Oh
this
man, I'm
last
sorry
couple
to hear
of weeks,
that,
bro.
brother.
It's all good. Um, I think for me, what it was the questions I had, like, the way he passed, the way, why, how, it just was sudden, and that's why I said you have to be ready. Um, because when it came and hit me, bro, I
You wasn't
was
ready.
I wasn't ready,
You
but
wasn't ready.
but then I was ready. It's kind of weird, bro, because like when my mom passed away, that was my heart. That was everything. That was when a piece of me left. When she passed, a piece of me went.
Yeah.
And in that piece, within those 2 years of her passing, bro, I went back to coke.
Yeah, when you're
Yeah,
mourning,
fucked up state,
drugs are the easiest thing to do to when you're mourning.
and all because I fucking started drinking. That's I was trying to. I had a like literally, bro. I have a bar that's like 150 feet from my house. It's like I live in the street, and then you go towards the major street, and then there's the bar. So I
I
was
think it's
literally
funny. I
walking.
think it's funny how there's a bar 100 feet away from you, but not a fucking dispensary. Ugh. Anyways, I'm sorry. Keep
That's
going.
that's only a mile down the street.
Okay,
So,
all right, all right.
I'm going. No, but to be honest, that's what started it again, brother. It was the drinking, kicking it
Yeah.
again with the wrong people, and then all of a sudden I'm at my house. Fuck it, let's do it. But when I finally realized, brother, what death was, it finally made me realize, okay, you can do one or two things with death, bro. You can either live and accept the gift that they've given you
Yeah.
and pass it on and keep going, or you can die with it. And I feel like my father died slowly every day when my mother wasn't here. He visited the grave every day. He sat in the home by himself every day that they lived in. So 6 years of not being around your wife and the one you love really took a toll on them, my guy. So, and what I learned from that was with my father's death, I don't want to die with him. I want to live. I want to live so that my parents can say, "That's our son. He
Yeah.
did everything. He did everything he was supposed to do because he lived his destiny." See, a lot of people in life, they don't live their destiny, and they wonder why the fuck they ain't happy. They wonder why they ain't successful. They wonder why they're they're stuck in a place where they wanted to be. You know,
It's
I
complete.
tell people all the time, The people you
I
invite
don't know.
into your
Oh,
life are
brother,
your fucking
we're
company.
about to get cut off. We only got 25 seconds left. It's already been an hour.
Oh shit. Hey, well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna take like this. I love you. We'll do part 2 very soon, my guy. And like I said, man, I love you. Keep it blazing. I'll see you soon, my guy.
love you too, doggy. Everybody, this was Zig-Zag from Nb Ridaz. Make sure to go give him a follow and all that. Go.
Yo, what up, everybody? You already know, Sly K Loco. How we doing today? Hopefully, you are having a great day. I know